Well, hello there, ladies and gents. I'm Tammy Sapniewski, your crypto queen. Thank you so much for popping by my channel. Today's video, we're going to check out Single Finance's pseudo click. I can't remember what it is, but let's find out. No, I had done a video on this earlier, but if you go to the Single Finance website, you can hit Launch App, and that is going to bring you to all their different yield farming, their staking, their lending. Here it is, pseudo market neutral strategy. How could I have forgotten that? I did a little dance about it one time. Okay, let me just make sure that we're in the right one on StreamYards. Yep. Now let's take a look at this interface. And just so you know, right up here, it says the project has not officially launched. So this is the beta version of this, and it still looks really good. There's a lot of different things that you can do here. You can do the farming, you can do the lending, you can do locked staking. And right there is the LP time machine. So let's tap that to go over there. And what I find interesting about this, if you're interested in putting some money into single finance, you're able to take a peek at that, input some of the different values that you're interested in doing. If you want to go down, you can check out, you could change any of these values. If you wanted to put your money on any one particular exchange, you can pick that. You can pick the amount of liquidity that you want in the project, what type of assets, the metrics, and then it is going to bring up a list of options for you to choose from and also let you know about how much money you can expect to make from that. That's why they call it the time machine. Like, this is your guesstimated value of what you're going to earn with all of the values that you've chosen. This is what it's going to be. And in that metrics, they'll include impermanent loss and everything. So let's choose one. Let's choose. Ooh, they got Spooky Swap. I didn't even know they had that in there. But we will choose, I guess, VVS, although VVS not doing too good lately, but we'll choose that one. And we'll go small cap, and we'll choose, a lot of people choose the stable coins, but let's say that we're going to be risky, go non-stable and a stable coin. And let's see. We'll just leave that to all. And if we come down here, we can see all of the different options that we have for the different values that we picked. And right now there's only two pairs. So let's say that I wanted to pick the VVS and the USDT. I would just tap on that, and that would bring me over into what the time machine is going to tell me is my potential for earning. So let's input some values here. So let's say I wanted to, let's change this from 10,000 to 1,000. Let's just do 24 hours. So right there, if you put $1,000 in that particular yield farm, you're going to make about 28 bucks, which is not bad, right? But let's see if we bump it up a little bit to a week. What's the difference there? And that is going to be about $207. So if you're looking to make, a nice little profit that's basically guaranteed, not guaranteed, but with this time machine, it is pretty accurate with their algorithm, their artificial intelligence on how they predict how the market is going to look and move. As you can see, this little metric right here, it lets you know what your potential for your investment is going to be. But let's jump back to the homepage because I want to. That was the LP time machine, and of course they have staking. So let's hit staking and see what that looks like. Now, being that it is the beta version, I've noticed that it's taken a little bit of time there to load. It's not lickety split, but that's okay. And they do have a couple of different things that are live right now. And as I'd mentioned before, we're still in the beta version. Once this thing goes live, I'm sure there's going to be a lot more options. So, of course, they're staking single along with VVS, USDC along with single. These vaults are no longer distributing awards. Okay, so these are the mines that have been closed down. They've finished. So active right now, there's a total of 3. Now let's go to lending. So these are the different coins that they're lending on right now. Of course, single finance, Chronos, USDC, and VVS. And I want you to take a peek at, this is actually taking a little bit here to populate. Okay, here we go. So if you were to put your Crow in here, look it, you're getting almost 90%. That's actually better than it is natively on the DeFi wallet. I think I have some Chronos in there right now, and I'm getting about 15%. So I'm really considering about moving it over here because look it, it's like almost 90%. That's really wonderful. And let's see. Now, farm. Okay. Now, farming, this is going to be your traditional yield farming. The old fashioned way where you mind your investment yourself. You have to be on top of it, make sure you put everything in right. You have to sometimes rebalance your portfolio. If you're not on top of it, you get liquidated. So, this is the old fashioned way of doing it. So, they do offer this as an option as well. And as you can see, you can go down here and see which one you're going to do. You could choose the single or the USDC, 3 times leverage, and then with just one click, you can begin your little farm, and they have a lot of options here, actually. A lot of options, but the one that I'm really interested in is the single click pseudo market neutral strategy. So we'll come over and click strategy. Now down here, okay, so right now they only have 2 strategies live. And like I said, it's still in beta, so I'm sure that once this officially goes live, there's going to be a lot more options that are populated in here, but as for right now, their 2 options are the USDC and the Chronos, USDC and VVS, which I'm surprised about that because I you would think it would be USDC and single finance, right? But okay. It's their platform. They can do what they wanna do. And of course, here, it's the single click pseudo market neutral strategy. So you're doing leveraged yield farming with just one click of the button. Their artificial intelligence is going to take care of everything. Now, I linked my wallet up to this website earlier. In case you have not done it, when you initially launch the app from the website, it will ask you to connect your wallet to this website. And all you have to do is launch your DeFi wallet, and they give you a barcode right on the screen. You just, scan that barcode, and it will then put your wallet on top onto this particular website. This way it's linked and you're able to work everything that you normally work from your phone. You can work it directly from your laptop or your desktop. Now, let's say that I wanted to jump in here with the single click pseudo market neutral strategy with the USDC and Crow. There are just a few things that they want to ask you. Number one, what comfortable, what level are you comfortable with in your leverage? And you can go up. No, I think actually 3 is the highest. Yeah, 3 is the highest, but you can click it down a little bit. You can go as low as 2. And as you can see, when you click that leverage down to 2, it does drop your APY. So with 2 times leverage, you're getting almost 85% APY. And as you can see right up here, this bot, so they have an AI that's a capital protection bot. You're going to be protecting 90% of your investment with this pseudo single click market neutral strategy. Let's say I wanted to go up, boom, boom, I'll put it to the highest, 3. That didn't move at all. Your capital is still going to be protected up to 90%. And you can see that APY jumped up to 127%. Now, anybody that's ever been interested in yield marketing, it's takes a lot of time. You have to be invested in it. You have to pay attention to it. it's not something that you can just invest in and forget because there's always the chance that you might be liquidated. That's why this is a really good system for people to get into that are interested in doing this, but yet they don't want to, go on their portfolio on a daily basis to be checking it, to be rebalancing it. Just literally one click and we're done. So let's hit click here just to see what happens. And this is going to bring up what they're asking from you now. I constantly have to go back to StreamYards just to make sure I'm on the correct page. So from here, we'd want to put in the amount that we're going to invest. And then once you would do that, you would click enable. And from there, it's going to, I don't want to click it yet because I want to wait until this has more options. I want to do it with single finance token. I've been saving that. I got involved with the IGO a few months back, and I've been holding on to those single finance tokens so that I would be able to do the leverage yield farming in this when it went live. That's not an option yet. Right now, the only options are USD and the VVS finance, which is fine. But we'll just do a quick little example. And I think right now, when I came on here earlier, there is a minimum of $200. So as you can see, yep, they're asking everybody to do assets for a minimum of $200. And right there, if you change your mind, you want to go back to just 2.5 or 2, you can change it. Any of these values you can change right up into the end that you hit enable. It's going to give you a simulation as to what your investment's going to look like. Okay, well, hey, if you're doing it 3 times and this is the amount that you put in, your capital protection bot is going to protect 85% of your investment. And how many days do you want to leave it in? So let's say, I'm unsure. I don't really know. I'm unclear exactly what this is going to do. You could put this all the way down to 1 day. Boom, let's do 1 day and kind of see what it looks like. Or if you want to do it longer, you could do all of these different values here. If you want to do a week, you just move the little slider to where it says, a week. Scroll it over with your keyboard to just get it, on a finer. And every time you move that, that's going to move too. I pointed at the screen as if you could see what I'm doing. But let's say you wanted to leave it in a month. Down here, it's going to give you an estimation as to what the potential of your investment is going to be if everything goes right with their time machine and if it's predicted everything accurately. But there's always the chance that there's going to be a swing in the market. You just never know what's going to happen. That's why it's better to have it done this way. In case you're not paying attention, you don't want to be liquidated. So let's say I wanted to hit enable. I'm not even 100% sure I have $200 worth of USDC in this wallet, but you know what? I'm going to hit enable just to see what happens. And I know that when I done this earlier, it did take a minute to get going. Like I said, this is in a beta version right now. So, they're just kind of hammering out, finalize some details, get everything up and running. And in case you're watching this live, this is not something that I'm going to be responding to anybody in the chat with. This is Single Finance did ask me to make this video to go over their platform. Normally, I do more in-depth videos where I edit them, but that takes an incredible amount of time. We're talking about 8 hours sometimes. And I was like, you know what? It would just be so much easier if I went live and just did a quick little demonstration as to how to work the interface. This way everyone can see how to jump on there, what it looks like, what they're comfortable with doing, how to hook up their wallet. And if they're interested in getting involved in leverage yield farming, if you're new to it, because not everybody knows how to do it or understands how to do it, but you want to do it, this is the simplest, easiest way that I've found to actually do it and have it be stress-free. You don't have to worry about it. Their AI takes care of everything. It's going to show you the potential of what your profit's going to be, and it also has an algorithm with a capital protection bot so that no matter what, It's going to max out your capital protection at whatever it is when you agree upon your investment. I think it just said 85% of my initial investment is guaranteed safe. So that's really great because if you don't do it this way, you run the potential of sometimes being completely liquidated if you're not balancing your portfolio at the right time. And as you can see, it's running a little longer, but it is in the beta version, so this can take a moment. Single finance is very new. They just had the IGO, I'd say about 2 weeks ago. I was able to participate in the initial gem offering. I got into single finance, I believe, because I was involved with the pre-launch, I only paid about a nickel per single finance token, and at its highest, it was about 22 cents. Had I sold out at that time, I would have quadrupled my money, but I wanted to save it because I wanted to do investing on this platform. Number 1, because they asked me to. They're like, "Hey, we like your videos. Do you think, you'd be able to make some videos with our token?" And I thought, I need the token in order to make the videos, so I can't sell them. And I didn't buy that many to begin with because so many people had gotten involved in the IGO. By the time they took everybody into the pool and took their money, I think the majority of us, even though we put in a few $100s, I think they only took, I think, like 20 or $30 from each of us, and whatever we got, and that was that. So I've had those just sort of sitting in my wallet, waiting for the big moment where I could invest into the single finance platform itself. And you can always get to single finance from your DeFi wallet as well. You would go to your DeFi wallet, go over to the dApp section. There's a single finance there, or you could always get to single finance by going to VVS Finance. They're the ones that launch single finance. And they do have a button there that you could press. Not really a button. It's on the screen. You tap the screen, and that will transition you over to the single finance platform. Taking sips of water here, trying to do off screen. This is taking a little longer than I thought it would take, but that's okay. So as you can see, what with the well, maybe you can't see. I don't know. The capital. I've put in $200 worth of my capital. With my $200 that I've put in, for me, they're going to borrow $400 from somebody else. So now they're going to be gambling with a total of $600. At the end of my investment, what needs to be done is I need to repay that $400 debt to whoever loaned it along with interest. I also hopefully will get back the majority of my money along with a little bit of profit as long as everything, as long as the markets have moved in my favor and I've shorted where I've needed to short and I've held where I needed to hold. But bear in mind, I'm not doing this. Their artificial intelligence is the one that's going to be moving with the market. It's going to be shorting certain things and holding certain things. And hopefully by the end of the day, after I pay back this person the $400 that I've borrowed from, along with their interest, there's going to be a little bit of a profit left over for me. Now, whether that works out to be in my favor, I'll have to see, I'll have to do some testing of my own. What I'd like to do is stake some tokens for 30 days, the same amount of tokens that I'm going to be doing in this yield farming. And then I'll do the yield farming for 30 days and I'll see at the end of it which one is going to be the more profitable venture. And like I said, it all depends on the markets too. If the markets move against you, let's say I've shorted a particular thing. And when I say I, bear in mind, it's not me. It's going to be their program, their artificial intelligence. If the market has indeed moved against me where the price of that particular token that they've shorted has gone up, now I'm not going to be as profitable. So it all depends. And this is, taking, and it could be the fact that I'm pretty sure I have at least $200 in this particular wallet. I normally don't use the DeFi wallet too much. but that's okay. I wonder if I can jump here while this is marinating or whether I have to stay on this page. Well, let's go back to lending. I just want to make sure that you can see this in StreamYards. Yep, back on the lending thing. Okay. Now I might take my single tokens and deposit them here. As for right now, being that it's still in the beta version, there's only 4 options to lend with: the single token, the Chronos token, USDC, and VVS. As we know, VVS has taken a big hit, not doing very well, but that's because there's an incredible amount of tokens in VVS Finance. I think they have like 500 trillion tokens. And here's the bummer part: it's not a deflationary token. So no tokens are getting burned. So it's just 50 trillion tokens or I can't remember exactly what it is. It's an inordinate amount of tokens to not be burned. And I attribute that fact to the reason why their price is ever plummeting. When this initially launched, you could buy a million for $150. Right now, you could buy a million VVS tokens for about 22 bucks. So the price did come down precipitously, and I think it's because it's not a deflationary token. People were confused initially. They thought it was a deflationary token, but I went over and I reviewed the token. I showed everyone that it's not a deflationary token. Indeed, they release certain amounts of tokens onto the market after a year, and after 2 years they release more. It's like that. So that's why I think the price is as low as it. Now, I understand the market itself has not done very well, but this is beyond the regular price dip of the market that you would expect. And of course, if you lend out USDC, you can get about 65% almost. Chronos, look at that. It's beautiful. It's almost 89% right now, which if you go on to any other platform, it's not going to be that much. Maybe you'll get half of it. I have Chronos in my DeFi wallet, and I think I'm only getting about 16%. So I'm probably going to withdraw those and move it over here. And of course, the single finance, you can get 85.88% on that as well. And to deposit anything, all you would have to do is hit the deposit buttons. So you know what? I'm wondering if I should save my single finance in case I wanna do the I'll have to decide on that, but I do have some available Chronos, so let me just go ahead and you know what? I do have VVS as well, so which one should I do? Well, I guess I'll do some Chronos. I don't know exactly how many I have there, though. Let me see. Oh, actually, it says right here, I have 473 available right now, so let's do on the cheap here. Let's do about 100. It's about 40 bucks, so I will hit approve. And of course, whenever you stake anything or you mine it, whatever you're doing, they always do a little bit of a transaction fee. It's probably going to be about half a Chronos. And to unstake it, it's normally a little more, probably in the area of 2 Chronos. And right now, Chronos, last I checked, was about 41 cents. So about 20 cents probably to get this active up and moving. And to unstake will be about less than $1, I guesstimate, depending on what the price of Crow is when you do it. And this too has taken a little bit of time, but that's because this is not the finished version of their interface. This is the beta version right now, but they did want me to give everybody just a quick little walkthrough of what it looks like, how to navigate there, how to navigate through all of the different farms and mines that they're offering. And it's kind of still populating. Okay. Well, you know what? Let's jump over to another tab while we're here. Let's go over to staking. And once again, I just want to jump over and make sure I'm on the correct screen in StreamYard. So if you're trying to communicate with me through messages, I'm unable to see them. So if you want to stake your tokens, you would go to locked staking, and then you would just scroll down and you can see here all of the vaults. So if you wanted to make sure you were in the active vaults, you would just go to active, and these are the active vaults. If you feel like you've been involved in a vault that is done and you need to withdraw your funds, you would then just go to the finished vaults, and that will bring you to all of the vaults that have finished, and then you could just collect your profits from there. And staked only, I don't have anything in there, so let's go to active, and these are the different active vaults that you can stake right now. So there is a single finance for staking. There's an LP farm right here, a VVS, along with single, and also USDC and single as well. So if you only have single finance tokens, maybe you don't have that many. Maybe you have single finance tokens that you got when you participated in the IGO. I would go ahead and stake those, because if you're like me, you probably don't have that many. You're not really sure what to do with your single finance tokens. They've just been sitting in your wallet, and it's not that much where you can invest it, and it's not so much where you would move it over to an exchange to sell it, because it wouldn't be worth the transactional fees involved in that. If you have them just sitting in your DeFi wallet, if you connect to single finance with your wallet, it's automatically going to read whatever singles that you have in your wallet, and you can participate in these. And why not? If you have just 20, $30 worth, instead of just sitting in your wallet, just sitting there collecting dust, you could have them sitting here collecting a profit. And that's the whole reason why we're involved in cryptocurrency to begin with, to make a profit. You don't have your money in a bank, because we know that you're not going to be making any money, and your bank accounts, your savings accounts, they're not doing well. Your best bet, if you want to actively make income, is to get over into cryptocurrency and to start staking, farming, and mining. But please do keep in mind, whenever you're doing decentralized exchanges, DeFi, it's a gamble. We don't know what's going to happen here. I don't know what's going to happen with single finance. Nobody does. But I do hope that it's going to be a prosperous venture. It looks really good. Their interface looks really good. I like the tokenomics of single finance. If you want to see my preview that I've done on single finance, I do have several videos on them. You could check them out. But for right now, I want to jump back to see if any of these other things that I tried to jump into, if they're finished. And it seems like they're not. It seems like they're kind of just still like it's still trying to make it happen for me, which I appreciate. So hopefully one of them will finish up while we're here, but it looks like not. So you know what? Let me just try to do a mine here with single finance. So I'll click enable here. Again, I'll try, just let you know, if you're trying to comment, I can't see you. I'm on the single finance page. I don't see anything that you're writing. And if you're being nice to me, I appreciate it. Hello. I hope you're having a wonderful day. And we're trying to get this done. But I wonder if it's because I have too many different pages open for single finance. Maybe the way the wallet works, I can only have one thing actively going at a time. This is the thing. I normally never use a desktop, but they wanted me to make the video, and every time I hold up my phone, it's always a nightmare. You can hardly see it. Sometimes the screen is completely invisible, and I wanted to make sure that you were able to see everything that I was talking about and going through. Bear in mind, for the seventh time, this is still in the beta version. It's not completely launched yet. Still in the beta version. I don't know when they're officially going to launch it. I know it's soon, because it's actually been in the beta version for, I think, a few weeks, like 3 weeks. I think this beta version has been open. They should finalize it soon. And once that happens, once it does, normally, like if you've been involved with VVS, they have very similar features. It's like it's super fast. The minute you hit stake, boom, that thing is staked. Of course, you do have to wait for it to rattle through the blockchain, but it never takes this long. When I say go through the blockchain, it probably takes about 15 seconds to register your transaction on the Kronos blockchain. So, of course, everything that's done here is through the Chronos blockchain, which is the Crypto.com's blockchain. Maybe I do have too many windows open. I don't know. But I just wanted to navigate through this so that you can see all of the different options that you have in single finance. And I'm a huge fan of this leveraged yield farming. I think it's a very profitable venture if you know how to do it well. And if you don't know how to do it well, you could just do the one click pseudo market neutral strategy where their machine, their AI figures everything out. All you do is put the money in, you click one button, and you don't even need to look at it. It's going to take care of everything. You put 200 bucks in, it's going to borrow 400 bucks from somebody else. It's going to invest that money, whether it's going long on a position or whether it's shorting a position. At the end of your investment time, it's going to take the money that you borrowed, it's going to return it to the person, the lender, along with an investment that, they loaned you the money. They should get a little bit of a percentage back, like like a crypto loan shark basically. So you pay that money back to the loan shark, and then hopefully at the end of all that, after they've made their money and all of those transactions have happened, you're getting a little bit of a profit back too. But let's say it doesn't. Let's say the markets move against you. Let's say, you've shorted certain cryptocurrency or whatever. You shorted whatever and the market moves against you and the price goes way up. At least 85% of your capital is going to be protected because of the way that their AI works. They do have a capital protection bot of 85%, which is really great because normally if you're doing leverage yield farming on your own and you don't balance your portfolio right away and take care of what you need to, you run the chance of getting liquidated. So you run the risk of, liquidation. Nobody wants to be liquidated. So they do have that option here too. If you want to do their single click pseudo market neutral strategy where the AI takes care of everything, they have that option. But let's say you're an old school yield farmer and you like doing things your way. You want to be in control of every little thing. You want to rebalance your portfolio. You want to handle everything. They also have that option. So if you want to kick it old school, you can do old school yield farming here as well. And you know what? I think that, I don't know what to say. Teddy Ganja. I bought Shivalingams, and ever since I got the Shivalingam, I don't know if it's because I'm a Christian and now nothing's going right for me. Seems like. I don't know. Should I give the Shivalingam away? I don't know what to do. It came all the way from India. Nothing's going right. Um, okay. Well, they really just wanted me to navigate through the interface. So I really did just show you everything that they have that's available right now. And as I said before, this is the beta version. Let's say that you do eventually have some positions here. On the left-hand side of the screen, this is going to be your portfolio. This is just going to be a quick little peek at everything you've got going, everything that you're doing, in case you have some farms and some staking and some mines. All of that is going to be right here for you to take just a quick little glance at, and it's going to be the portfolio button. You can collapse it down if you want to see it. Just take, throughout the day, you just want to take a quick little peek, see how your money's doing. You click that, you would scroll down and take a look at, okay, what am I doing? All right, everything's looking good. And then you could bounce out and go about your day. Well, that's going to do it here for me today. Unfortunately, none of these things really happened. And my camera's been out, which is fine. You guys don't need to see me. I'm sorry I didn't realize the camera was out and gone, but I just wanted to navigate through the single finances interface, their platform. This way you could get an understanding of exactly what they offer there. So again, this is going to be off their decentralized platform for crypto.com. You can go to single finance either through the DeFi wallet. You can get there by going through the dApps. There's a single finance option there. Or you could navigate to VVS Finance and click away from VVS Finance. Or if you want to use a desktop or a laptop, it is singlefinance.io. You would go to their website, you would hit launch app. From there, it's going to ask to connect to your wallet. I know that might be scary for some people. If you've never connected your wallet to your computer or your laptop, I know you're thinking, "Ooh, I don't know, what if I get hacked?" Just make sure that I don't know if you guys can tell, I have a really good, uh, security system on my laptop. I have a VPN, meaning that people can't trace me, all of my information is hopefully hidden, like I'm a ghost on the internet, hopefully, and that should help protect you. I always recommend that you protect any of your hardware with, whatever you have to do to make sure that people don't hack into your system. Make sure you have that going. If you're doing anything financially with your desktop or your laptop, you need to be protected. And once you are, then you're fine to use your devices along with your laptop, but I shouldn't say that because I don't want somebody getting hacked and then they come to me. Please just be careful, okay? Please just make sure that you have your, security on your laptop or your computer, and then you should be fine. If you have any questions, please leave them in the comment section. I will try to get to them just as soon as I possibly can, and I thank you so much for joining me, and until next time, please only buy on the red